With us now, CEO of the MikeRoweWorks Foundation, Mike Rowe himself. Good to see you. Thank you. There's a three-part question here, right? Is the challenge when it comes to building more submarines, more Patriot missiles, more bombs, that we don't have enough workers, that we don't have enough workers with the right skills, or we don't have enough workers who are even willing to work that hard as it is in those factories or in those shipyards?
Well, what you got there, Leland, is a trick question. The answer is yes, yes, and yes. There's a skills gap for sure. We've done a poor job of elevating and magnifying the skills that are necessary to get the job done for the last 30 or 40 years. So the skills gap is real. There's absolutely a will gap. It's another topic, but it's adjacent to this. You've got nearly 7 million able-bodied men who are not only not working, but affirmatively not looking for work. And that's never happened in the history of our country before, not in peacetime anyway. So that is an issue. You also have a demographic issue writ large, right? The population is not increasing anywhere near the rate that it was. And as far as retirement goes, you know, for every 5 tradespeople who have stepped away from the workforce in the last 12 years, 2 have replaced them. It's like that every year. 5 out, 2 in, 5 out, 2 in. Throw on top of the demographic.
Is it that hard to teach these skills, though? And I say that respectfully, but when it comes to building a submarine or even building a bomb, can't teach it in 6 or 8 weeks?
Well, I don't know about building bombs, but I know that anything is teachable. And I think that what's at play right now is not the super technical problem. There's no real bottleneck in the tech. The bottleneck is within the most obvious kind of workforce shortcomings. We just don't have the people stepping up to do the work. There's nobody in the pipeline. I mean, anecdotally, I could give you 100 examples, but I've been at the Pentagon 3 times in the last 2 months. They're serious. They get it. Like, I've been at this 17 years, and I've never gotten calls to this extent every week from leaders of major industries who are freaking out. Right. I mean, it's not just Ford and Caterpillar and Kimberly-Clark and all the normal sort of robust blue-collar employers. It's Wells Fargo, who has been incredibly supportive of my foundation, but it's BlackRock and it's NVIDIA and it's big investment houses who are running a lot of money and have a lot of companies in their portfolios. They're now hearing from those companies that recruiting has become an existential crisis. So it's no different within the military industrial base. That's just one part of it.
You said something so important, though. You said in peacetime, which I think is a total game changer when it comes to this conversation. This is from 1942, 43, during World War II, talking about what America was able to do. Take a listen.
1940, FDR had set production goals for 50,000 aircraft. Now shells, guns, ships, and tanks all poured off American assembly lines in numbers equally fantastic.
Where is that esprit de corps, work ethic, whatever you want to call it?
Well, look, sometimes things have to go splat before people really and truly start to pay attention. I don't know what splat means exactly in this situation, and I wouldn't just hang it on a general paucity of work ethic. There's some real technical things happening here today that weren't happening back then. For instance, at the end of the Second World War, the military simply started making aircraft and making material based on the specs that were currently in place for our domestic industrial base. So they were able to pivot very quickly. Palmer Luckey was talking about this the other day over at Anduril. It's imperative that we have production specs in our military world that line up with those in our civilian world.
Yeah, it's a great point. That whole idea of, like, why does the wrench cost $25,000 rather than just buying a wrench? Mike Rowe's Foundation, the 2026 Work Ethic Scholarship Program, that ties into what you just said, work ethic.
It does. I mean, we decided 17 years ago to focus our scholarship program on two things: skills that were in demand that didn't require a four-year degree, and the ability for the applicant to make a persuasive case for themselves about a lot of the things that, frankly, have kind of fallen out of favor over the last 10 years. But work ethic, attitude, personal responsibility, all that Horatio Alger stuff is still very much for sale. And we were very small when we started. You know, I just wanted to make it part of the conversation, but we'll do $10 million this year in these work ethic scholarships. We did 5 last year, and all of it is for the jobs that you're talking about. The money's there. People ought to apply.
Well, yeah, and as you point out, the work ethic part is the part that is so important, and oftentimes is the X factor in all of this. Mike Rowe, keep up the great work for the country. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.